Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to use Parental Controls, which is a free After Effects script that lets you attach layers to other layers. And I'll show you what that means. So in After Effects I've got this comp with a text layer and I've just got this shape layer. So normally, let's just say I wanted to parent this shape layer to the text. Now if I move the text around, the child follows the parent. That's all good. I could even scale this up. But if I wanted to change the text, the icon is going to stay there and not really track with the text. So this is a scenario where Parental Controls is really useful. I'll make my text back to the original. Now keeping this parented, now here in my Parental Controls panel, I'm going to click this right button. That means this icon is always going to snap to the right of this text. So now if I go and change my text, you can see that that icon is staying in the right position. So what this is doing is it's applying a pretty simple expression to the position property, but it's doing so in a way that when I apply it, it doesn't mess up your design. So let's say I wanted instead, maybe I want this check mark on the left. I could change this to left, and you'll see that that expression just changed. Now if I change my text, I'll go ahead and make this center aligned. And you can see that now that's tracking to the left. Okay, so we did right and left. Now if, let's say we wanted this centered, I would just toggle this button and that would keep it centered. Now, as I type, it's really not going to do much. That's because this text is centered, but let's say I changed it to left align. This icon should stay within the center of the text the whole time. Now, in addition to the horizontal controls, I can also apply vertical controls. So let's say I always wanted this icon to be snapped to the bottom of this. Make sure that this layer is selected and hit this bottom icon. Now if I add a row to my text, you'll see that the icon is tracking down with it. I'll show you a few more examples where this might come in handy. So let's say you had some text and you wanted to animate this text being typed out, but you wanted to attach an object to the end of the text. So here again, I just have a text layer and a shape layer. I will parent the shape layer to the text layer, and then I can use a free preset called Typewriter Plus, and I'll leave a link in the description below. So with the text selected, I can apply the Typewriter Plus preset. And it looks like I forgot to do the parental controls here, but that's okay, I'll fix that in a second. So I'll scrub forward, and this is automatically going to get typed out. I'm going to press U to pull up those keyframes. And now on this end keyframe, while it's here, I want to make sure that this is set to track to the right of the text. So now if I go back, you'll see that this is indeed tracking with the text the whole time. Another way this might come in handy is if you wanted to change the size of something and not necessarily the scale. So here I've got this square shape layer as well as a cursor. Now I'm going to go ahead and parent the cursor to the shape layer. Now I'm not going to scale this up because when you scale it up, that's going to make this bigger. And I don't want to make this bigger. I want this to stay the same size, but I want it to track the position like it is doing here. So I can do this by, instead of controlling the scale, I can toggle down and control the rectangle path. Now before I do that, I'll select my child layer and I will add a right constraint because I want it to stay on the right side of this, as well as a bottom constraint because I want it to stay on the bottom of this. Now if I scale the size up, that will stay locked to that bottom right corner. Now you can also do the same thing with normal paths. So here I've got a similar setup, but this is an actual path this time, as opposed to a rectangle shape. So here I will keyframe the path, and before I do any animation, I'm gonna parent this again to this shape layer. And here I'm just gonna add a right constraint. And now I'll go forward a bit, select this path, and then I will take these 2 points and holding shift, I'm just gonna drag them over to the right. And as I'm doing that, you can see that that cursor layer is staying on the right of this path. Now if I go back, I can play that back, and I've got this perfectly attached layer. So that is parental controls. If you have any questions, feel free to email help@aescreens.com or drop a comment in the video below. If you like these types of videos, please leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified for future After Effects videos. Until next time, take care.